Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel and welcome to Look Back. This is where I take a look at videos and reviews that I've done a year, 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years ago. And I tell you what I think about these games now, if I think about them at all. So let's go back 20 years ago. And the only game I reviewed this week in that time frame was Cargo. This is a game from Tom Jolly, from a little company called Wingnut that doesn't exist anymore. And it was about pushing crates around. It's not that great. Tom Jolly was putting out a lot of little games at this point in time, and some were good and some were not. This one's a 5.5. 10 years ago, I took a look at We Are Dead, Zombie Mall Massacre. Now, one of the artists for this game is Mike Morse, who's known for being an artist on The Simpsons, and the art on this game was really good. Unfortunately, the game itself, Zombies in a Mall, even at this point, was a little bit being overdone. Just not a great game, 5 out of 10. Praetor, this is from NSKN. This is kind of a predecessor to some of the more involved games that NSKN, which turn to Board and Dice, does now. But this one wasn't very good. A city building game. I didn't like much of it. 5 out of 10. Bedpans and Broomsticks. Man, you think I would like this one. Frederick Moyerson, Mayfair Games, did this. And one of the things, I like Frederick Moyerson's. He did Nuns on the Run, and he has these hidden movement games. They just don't always work. And this one, the theme of an old people trying to dodge the people running their home, I didn't really care for that theme. Just wasn't a good game, 5 out of 10. Pyramix. This is pulling dice off of a pyramid. Yeah, that's what the game is. There's some okay ideas to that. I mean, this is going to be done. I would make the call that every 10 years we'll see another game that does this. But it's okay, 6 out of 10. Istanbul. Man, oh man. So I give this one a 7. I enjoyed this game, but that's like saying I hate it compared to how popular the game became. It went to win the Kenner Spiel, the Jars, the Gamers Game of the Year. There's a lot of cool things about the game. It's kind of like, not necessarily a pick-up and delivery, but it feels like you're trying to figure out moving around on locations. There's a lot of interesting things. I enjoy it. I just didn't love it as much as everybody else. 7 is not bad. Battle Sheep. This one has gone up for me. This is a little abstract strategy game in which you're moving sheep around, and it is mean as all get out. I really like it. It's a fun 2-player game, 7.5. Imperial Settlers. Imperial Settlers, this is the original Imperial Settlers, which was based, I think, on 51st State to some degree, from Ignacy Trzewiczek. A fun back-and-forth game. I never did play all the factions that came out for it, but I played several of them and like it a lot, 7.5. Heartland. This Jeffrey D'Aller's game looks so boring. Z brought this in, and I was like, the cover of it looks like farming. But it is so mean and so deliciously good. It was remade with a samurai theme from, I think, Renegade a few years ago. But man, you are not expecting this game to be what it is as you build these groups of crops and try to cut up other people's groups. 8 out of 10. Sushi Go. Now, you might be surprised this one only gets an 8, how much I rave about Sushi Go. Sushi Go Party gets the 8.5, but Sushi Go, this drafting game from Phil Walker Harding, still a classic, 8 out of 10. Valley of the Kings. This is a card deck building game, and in it you are trying to build your deck, and you have these really cool cards, but you want to bury cards. Burying cards gives you points for them, and you can get a lot of points, but they're also really good cards. It's a nice balance. 8.5, great game. And then Shadowrun Crossfire. So Shadowrun Crossfire is a really big drop for me. There's a lot of problems with this game as time has gone by that have fallen. This one's gone from an 8 to a 6. The game is an interesting game. The Shadowrun theme is a cool theme. The legacy aspect of this is one of the slowest in any games ever. It is very, very difficult, and it's just not always fun. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's interesting, but it doesn't always work for me. That's why I dropped it to a 6. All right, 5 years ago, I reviewed Airship City. This game looks so neat, flying airships around, doing special abilities. Nope, not good. 5 out of 10. Lanterns Dice, Lights in the Sky. This is a roll and write game, and that's about the amount you're going to remember about it ever. 6 out of 10. Kenny G, Keeping It Saxy game. It's a cooperative game. Very, 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 very light, and it has one of the weirdest themes ever, Kenny G. But that's humorous and all. It will work for people, and I give it a 6.5 because it's almost there for me. It's just, again, it's almost too light. Bugs on Rugs. This is from Kids Table Board Games, a drafting game where you're drafting bugs and the leftover bugs do some special abilities. A nice little drafting game, 7 out of 10. Snowman Dice, where you're rolling dice and building snowmen out of them. That's a fine little kid's game, 7 out of 10. Dead Men's Cabal. This is from Pandasaurus. This has some really weird, macabre type themes with bones and skulls and stuff. But it's also a very Euro-y style game. I like it, but I can see a lot of people finding the theme and the mechanisms to be a mismatch. 7 out of 10. Unmatched Battle of Legends. It's only been 5 years since Unmatched came out. And yet this turned the world upside down in many ways, put Restoration Games on the map. Really fun game, 8 out of 10. Meow Meow Mia. I hate this name so much, but it is a good social deduction game. And this was 5 years ago. Still kind of a time where I was getting a little tired of social deduction games, but this one kind of was a little bit different. Era, Medieval Age. This is kind of a roll and write, but uses big, giant, chunky pieces, and I like that a lot. It's fun to build this kind of city out there and score points for it. 8 out of 10. Draftosaurus, a small game where you're drafting, a really small game, drafting dinosaurs. Came with 2 expansions came out for it, but a lot of fun. 8 out of 10. And then Lockup, a role player's tale. I still really like this game. I like this company. And the lockup here where you're a bunch of, kobolds or goblins trying to break out of prison. Some good worker placement in here, 8.5. All right, last year I reviewed Sushi Go, Spin Some for Din Some. Now, I just said a lot of good things about Sushi Go. I did not like this version, 5 out of 10. This Is Mine. This is kind of a splitting, I split you choose type game over Inheritance, a fun little game from Brazil, 7 out of 10. Oh No Volcano. This is a very light little game about, not falling down a volcano. Nice for mass market, 7 out of 10. Sail. This is a 2-player trick-taking cooperative game. I know. Gorgeous, gorgeous art. And a lot of fun, a little back and forth. So if you want to do something very fun, you have like a partner you want to do things with, I think this is a solid little hit, 7 out of 10. Silicon Valley. This game went nowhere. I don't know that anyone played it. I was looking at the reviews of it. Very few people talked about it. But it's a polyomino game from Scott Alms about, starting Silicon Valley. There's a few small problems I have with the game, which keep it from going higher than a 7 for me, but there's a lot that I enjoyed about it. Ra. Ra, this is the new fantastic, great version of it. I gave Ra an 8. No, Ra is now a 9 because Ra is amazing. After Us. After Us is a game about, apes after humans are all gone. It is a really fun tableau building game that the only reason it doesn't have a higher score than 8 is because it is truly multiplayer solitaire. But there's a lot of fun things you can do with it. And then Robot Quest Arena. Man, this game just kind of really surprised me. An 8.5, these chunky little robots, a little deck building game. You just go around, blow other people up. Just silly, absolute sheer fun. And there you go. Those are the reviews that I did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel, and this has been Look Back on the Dice Tower. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel.